Your birthday, that is very special for you.
I hope for other people also.
For everyone as well, but I think, can we say that you love yourself?
I love myself, but I think birthdays are overrated. I don't want to take the stress of planning anything on my birthday. That's my own thing.
What does wisdom mean to you, and how has it evolved over the years?
What you grasp from life and your own journey, that's the only thing that gives you wisdom, in whatever form.
Your mantra for being emotionally rooted and to just shield yourself from any sort of negativity.
I may be defensive about certain films because I'm so close to them, but I have to move on. I have to accept what has happened. This is what the destiny was.
And a few necks that have not still been disclosed. We'll talk about that as well.
We will not talk about that as well. Hi guys, I'm Kriti Sanon and you're watching Bollywood Hungama.
We have this Kriti Sanon on huge popular demand. Hashtag Kriti Sanon with Faridoon has been trending today on Twitter, and it has been trending for many months now. And finally, Kriti has given us time. बहुत स्वागत आपका. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Finally, this has happened.
Finally, this
I know. I mean, you and I. There's never been an interview that got cancelled, barring that one.
Yes, of course.
We were supposed to do it, and then in moment something came up, and I couldn't.
Right.
And then I was hoping, and then in my head I was thinking, Abhi, I'm gonna meet him for my release, so let me like wait.
Right.
But then I was like, let's just do it.
नहीं फिर ये भी हुआ ना कि that we started from your first film itself, but जो gradually when you become a superstar तो आप extra busy भी आप हो गई हैं इस वक्त. The number of films that you're having right now, it's like humongous.
Busy, I've been busy is good. I'm happy being busy, but actually, fortunately, last 1 month I've been a little more lighter. I've been home, I've spent time with family, I've spent time with my dogs. So I feel like, I've enjoyed being home, but now I'm kind of itching back to get to work.
Great. So your birthday is something that is very special for you.
Very special for me? I
think
hope for other people also.
For everyone as well, but I think, can we say that you love yourself?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah?
Of course, you
so
have
not
to love
everyone,
yourself.
Not everyone loves himself or herself.
Everyone should.
Everyone should, of course. So what do birthdays mean to you?
I think they're overrated, honestly.
Okay.
I love myself, but I think birthdays are overrated. I feel it's a little added pressure of making that day special, and it comes with a lot of expectations, and when you have expectations, then it kind of, the whole need of doing something on your birthday, I think is very overrated.
Okay.
So
expectation of what sense?
नहीं कि अरे birthday है क्या कर रहे हो,
Right.
When you'll get calls also, people will be like, oh, so what's the plan? And sometimes you don't have a plan, and you're like, I don't know. And then you suddenly start feeling like, am I supposed to have a plan? Am I supposed to? This is not. Oh, my birthday is gone and I've not done anything and all. So I feel like it's all very overrated. I think as a kid, maybe I used to be excited about my birthday, and I love surprises. So I love it when someone is planning the surprise, but I don't want to be planning anything.
Right.
So I don't want to take the stress of planning anything on my birthday. That's my own thing.
I think there's a lot of water has flown under the bridge since then, and now you're having like 50 million followers on Instagram, I believe.
Yeah, I think I'm going to be touching it soon.
So I'm sure that the number of wishes must be like in millions. So that must be tough to handle, to go through them.
Yeah, I mean, I think more than to go through them, to respond becomes tough and tricky. And this year also, I have, actually every year I think I will not be on phone, and you end up being on phone, but I think I'm going to reply to everyone maybe the next day this time, because I feel like you ruin your entire birthday because you're on Instagram, on Twitter, you're replying to people, and it's important to respond because it's really sweet that people are taking out the time to wish you and wish you good things, but I feel like mentally you're just on social media and staring at your screen rather than living your life. And actually having conversations and real moments with people around you. So मेरा एक birthday ऐसा गया था जब मैं पूरा दिन phone पे थी, and by the end of the day I was frustrated. So I'm not going to do that.
Great.
So if in case you get my reply and respond like a day later, please don't mind.
Okay, so what does wisdom mean to you, and how has it evolved over the years?
Wisdom, I think wisdom sort of just comes with experience, and it's It's your own experience and things that life teaches you and what you learn, how you perceive things. The same incident can happen with you and you look at it differently, and I can look at it differently. So I think what you grasp from life and your own journey, that's the only thing that gives you wisdom, whatever, in whatever form.
What makes you strong mentally?
I think the fact that I know that I have a family and a set of friends that would love me and be with me no matter what, I think that kind of makes me strong. Because I feel that I know that I have people to fall back on, and they are real. They're not going to change with changing times, with my success, failure. And they will keep me rooted and grounded. Even on days when I'm not able to hold myself up together, they will be there around me if I need them. And they would also let me be if I don't want them around. So I feel like having real people, having real connections, relationships, friends, family, I think that kind of keeps me strong.
All right, now you're part of an industry that is extremely volatile. Judgments are thrown at stars like you all the time. Now, what is your mantra for being emotionally rooted and to just shield yourself from any sort of negativity apart from your family? What keeps you going? What keeps you positive? Like, say for example, a Bachchan Pandey does not really work the way you would have wanted to because you were very invested in that film.
Yeah.
As an actor and as a star, you were very invested in that film.
Yeah.
So when it doesn't work, like how do you combat that? How do you deal with it?
I sulk, I cry, I do all of that normal human beings do. So I feel like, yeah, you might see a very, very strong woman on the outside and what you see on screen and in interviews and everything. But I feel it's important to face your emotions. You can't just brush them under the carpet because it doesn't work like that. We're not made like that. When we were kids, we were so simple. We feel hurt, we cry. We feel like laughing, we laugh. We don't care what people are thinking. I think as we keep growing, maturity is somehow equivalent to handling yourself a certain way in front of people. So I feel like, yeah, I don't let people see how affected I am by certain things, and that's my strength. But yeah, I think I want to. If I'm sulking for a few days, I would sulk. If I feel like crying, I'm low, I would not want to talk to anyone. I would not want to talk to anyone. Or I might be on a phone call with a friend and I might rant what I'm feeling. But I think I do realize that life goes on. You have to move on. This has not worked. I'm sad about it. I may be defensive about certain films because I'm so close to them. But I have to move on. I have to accept what has happened. This is what the destiny was. And there is nothing more that you can do as an actor beyond a point. And you move on to the next, You take the experience, you take whatever you learn from it, and you accept what has happened and you move on to the next.
Right.
There will be always a next, hopefully.
Of course, you're having too many necks actually right now, and a few necks that have not still been disclosed. We'll talk about that as well.
We will not talk about that as well.
So, since your first film, you're this engineer coming from Delhi. Many artists they start. We've seen so many journeys end midway, and people have opted for other things. To come and survive and to then reach certain height, I think it requires a lot of gumption and talent. And I was reading one of your interviews. You've said that you invest a lot in relationships. That's something which is very important for you. So I think relationships are extremely important, genuine ones, in the industry as well. Now, the way you started and where you have reached right now, you're working with some of the biggest filmmakers. People are having Mimi as a yardstick in terms of, actresses. In my interviews, they're giving examples that it has become a yardstick of what they want to do, what they want to achieve as an actor. How proud do you feel for yourself as an actor and as an individual and as a professional?
I think there are only moments like these that I pause and I look back, to what has happened and what I've achieved or where I've come from and how I used to be earlier and who I am today. I remember those moments where I used to also be low or frustrated for not getting the kind of opportunities I felt I deserved, and not getting them at that point. And today I feel like, maybe it's all part of a plan. Maybe it's for good, and maybe I wasn't ready back then. And maybe life has taken its own sweet time to give me what it has. I knew I would get here, but I think I was eager to get here sooner. And when that was not happening, there was a point I was very frustrated also. I wanted a film like Mimi. It didn't come my way for a very long time. But I think when it did, I was somewhere so hungry and so ready that I just like went all in. So I think I've said it a few times recently, in fact, that when I've looked back at my journey, I'm somewhere glad that I never spiked too soon.
Okay. Interesting.
Sometimes it's like in your second film, you're there, and now what? You sometimes feel like, okay, now what am I going to do next? I'm already there. So I feel like I'm glad that it has, and also sometimes you lose your head, you lose the person who you are inherently
Absolutely.
if you suddenly get all the stardom. So I feel like maybe it's for good that it's been slow and steady, and it's been like a slow and steady upward. It's not stagnated, because then also it's scary. You don't know what next to do. So yeah, I do feel happy and proud and glad and blessed to be where I am. I'm not satisfied. I don't think I ever will be. I think that is me as a person. I'm not a very content person. I always want more. So by the time I've achieved my goal or what I was feeling, my goal has changed and I want more. So it's a constant thing that also keeps you moving, but it keeps you restless also. So that is there. And I think one moment where I recently kind of got teary-eyed, in fact 5 days, 3 days, 4 days back maybe, my parents were here, and I kind of just went shopping with my mom or whatever. And while sleeping, she was like half asleep, and my mother was like, you're a very good daughter. And she was like, we're proud of where you are and what you've done. And she just said that in her half sleep state, randomly. So I think those moments is that's what makes you feel like, oh, I have reached somewhere, or I've done something.
All right, that is Miss Geeta Sananji. I would love to meet her. So many of your the post about you she likes on Twitter. It's so fascinating and very cute as well.
She gets very angry also if someone says something wrong.
I'm sure that.
Yeah. Randomly one small article and she Google searches Kriti Sanon news. Okay.
Right.
So randomly she finds like some article of trolling or something. She says, मैं इसको message करी हूँ Instagram पे. मैंने कहा बिल्कुल मत करना.
Right.
So she's like a mother, any mother.
She's like a mother.
Hi guys, I'm Kriti Sanon and you're watching Bollywood Hungama.